we're ready to go. All right. We have the following people in attendance: Chairman Dave Pollitt, Secretary Karen Pollitt, Treasurer Sue Ann Shore. We have Alan Bixler, Sharon Bixler. We have Ken Reese. We have Rob Hewlick on the phone. We have Terry Gaffney on the phone. And we have a quorum. And we have Jim Long. All right. And we have Alan Miller from the 2020 committee. And we're going to move this along at a little bit more rapid pace today, only because I have a place to be this afternoon, and I'd like to get as much of this done as possible. There's not much here. Anyway, let's take a look at the minutes first, and somebody can make a motion that we, a lot of numbers in here.
I make a motion to pass.
I second that.
Sharon makes a move that we accept the minutes as written, seconded by Jim Long. Any discussion, anybody? None. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, so it is, the minutes are passed. I will quickly just mention, one of the things in there was about our numbers of people that we have on our commission. I did make a speech to, a 3-minute speech, 3.5 minute maybe, to the senior men past week, or Darien Men's Association as they're known now. So hopefully we'll get somebody that comes forth there. It was ecumenical. I accepted all that we might want to get on board. So I did make a speech, and I did mention also some stuff about 2020 for Alan when I was there. On to point number 2, the Memorial Day Speaker, Grand Marshal, Parade Master of Ceremonies. I would be thrilled if I heard from Terry right now that he will still handle on the computer and such everything that has to do with the parade.
Yeah, I can handle that.
No problem. Okay, and maybe you can maybe you can say pretty please, and they'll give you the day off. Who knows? I don't know. Or the morning off. Okay, I know that's a busy weekend, but thank you very much for that. We will have to come up with someone who's going to do the actual emceeing, so think about that. You don't have to make that decision now, but it's really not that hard. You basically follow the script that we use every year with all the different slots. We fill them all in, and then you just go through that. You just have to have a little bit of stage presence and project, and you could do that. I will mention.
You're not going to be there this year?
I am not going to be there
We
this
don't
year.
think
No,
so.
I will be in. I will be in.
We think we'll be in South
in
Dakota.
another place. So, okay, so anyway, that's something that we can do all the groundwork and everything else, but then, at the end, somebody else is going to have to step in. 2 things I'd like to mention here, the Memorial Day Speaker and the Grand Marshal. Now, I don't want any names at this moment, and I have a problem, and I'll be perfectly honest, I have a problem with this TV format. I don't want to be discussing 2 names for the same position, and then, one guy's the second best or whatever. I don't need that. So what I'm asking you to do is, for the next meeting or whatever, or even you can email them to Karen, so she'll maintain a list for speaker and a list for Grand Marshal. You might want to put down something about the person if you want to do that, somebody that comes across your mind. And what she'll do is she'll accumulate all of those. At a meeting when we think we've got enough names to discuss, which will probably probably the next meeting, but the one after that, we'll number them and we'll discuss them in meeting by number. And I just think that's a more fair way to do it, and you're not putting somebody's name out there and then withdrawing it, or having somebody say no, they don't want to do it, and then we go to the second. I don't want to do that.
It's on the front page of the newspaper.
Yeah, and then it's on the front page of the newspaper, so we don't need that.
Well, he was turned down, but
Yeah.
next.
So anyway,
Are there specific characteristics that are required, bases?
for the speaker, the speaker, we have, although there's nothing written, okay, we have tended to try to favor someone who is from the area, who is in many cases we lean towards if the person is a veteran,
Right.
okay, and has something that to bring forth that will be, fitting for that Memorial Day ceremony in the cemetery. So we
Age
we
requirement?
tend to shy away from political figures and such of that nature.
We've had active military.
We've had active military.
Yes, we've had Chris Pintaro, who was excellent.
Right.
He was out of it, but he was young.
Right.
And we had Pat
Well,
Perry.
Sue Ann, you were on that, on that
Yes.
dais, okay, at one
With your
point also,
husband.
with your husband,
Right.
right. So we've had we've had active military, we've had those who are
Pat
not.
Perry was,
We had Pat Parry, who
Gold
spoke,
Star.
Gold Star Mothers, we had her one year, that was wonderful. You know, not that she was a Gold Star Mother, but the fact that she was able to come here and talk to us on the situation. So, I think basically, you know, we're looking for someone who fits the mold of something you would like to hear on Memorial Day in Darien, and can speak to what we all, you know, feel is best patriotically and such. Grand Marshal, we've looked at people as a Grand Marshal who have contributed to the town over the years, and we try to also have a military bent. Although it's not, doesn't have to be. I mean, we've had a lot of different people that are. Most of them have been veterans, and I think that's good, especially with our aging generation that we have now and everything. I think that we've got to be mindful of the fact that if we're going to recognize some people, I think we ought to do it now, sooner than later. That is not to say it cannot be a younger man also. I remember when Chick Scribner was a Grand Marshal, it was Chick Scribner and his son. It was wonderful to have both of them. So we had 2 generations there. So that's awesome. We could do that too. So we can toss around some ideas once we get some names.
and I'm
that
so
come
glad
forward.
we had Pat Perry, and for the
Pat
speaker, and
Bartlett.
and we had
Bartlett.
Pat Bartlett
And
for the
Pat
Grand
Bartlett,
Marshal.
yeah, for the
She
Grand
was-
Marshal,
I mean,
yeah.
that was good timing,
Yeah, rest her soul.
sadly.
So, we're going to move on from that now, but I suggest that anybody that has anybody that they have in mind, write down a little bit about them, you know, just tease us with it, and send it to Karen.
Send me the
She'll
names,
compile a
so we
list.
can have 1, 2, 3 and
She'll
not discuss.
compile a list, and then once we have enough on the list, we'll
Get it
go
in the
through the list.
newspaper.
Bicentennial update, Alan Miller is here, we'll let him do that, go ahead.
Yeah, we gave a townwide presentation at the library, which was filmed on Channel 12. Thursday, I'm going to give another presentation to the Rotary Club. We sent out a lot of letters to 750 businesses in town, telling about the events and asking them for corporate sponsorship, and we got some very, very good responses. 3 gold sponsorships, a bronze, and a silver sponsorship.
That's awesome.
So that's a lot of money coming in. January 10th is the opening ceremony. Doors open at 6:30. Tudor singers and the slideshow thing actually starts at 7 o'clock. So if you plan on coming, please get there early.
Do you still need volunteers?
Yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow.
I was
At the
thinking here's an
2020 meeting.
opportunity to get volunteers
Yeah.
from the TV world.
Right. Well, we'll talk, we got a 2020 meeting tomorrow, so we'll
That's
talk
right.
about it then.
All right, 11 o'clock.
Right, and after that, there's a reception that's being hosted by the Darien Arts Center, at the Darien Arts Center. It's being co-hosted by the Arts Center and the Darien Historical Society. That's a ticketed event. Tickets are limited because they just have so many people they can fit into there, so we just went out with a press release, so this week it should be in the press.
Okay,
How
so
to
you're
get
talking about
tickets
the
and
press
everything.
release, and then is there a mailing gonna go out at some point?
There is a mailing that's going to go out that you will get before this event. The first week in January, the last week in December, there will also be another mailing
Okay,
going
that's
out.
what I've been telling people, they've been asking me
Yep,
about, you know, what the
absolutely.
dates were. And I gave them the dates that I knew, like June 6th and June 12th and October 24th.
June 12th.
But I said, don't worry about it, you're gonna get,
Yeah, another
you're gonna
mailing.
get something in the mail, at least
Absolutely.
one thing in the mail that will tell you all about
Absolutely.
this, all right?
Correct.
So you guys are moving right along, thank you. Any questions for him on a bicentennial update? Cost of that reception?
$45 in advance,
$45.
$50 at the door,
$50 at the door, okay.
How do you get tickets now?
Darien Arts Center.
Oh.
Go to the website of the Darien Arts Center, but in the press release, there'll be instructions on how to do that.
Okay,
But
yes,
You
when
can
it
go to
comes
the
out,
Darien
when it
Arts
comes out
Center.
in the
there's a-
press release, there will be instructions on how to
Correct.
get your tickets. Okay, any questions from either of you guys on the phone?
No?
Okay, all right, let's move on to.
You can hear us okay?
Yeah, I think, you guys can hear us okay, right?
Yes, I can hear fine.
Okay, no problem. All right, so we have the bicentennial update done, media.
Lawrence?
Look, Lauren's not here, but I want to do one thing or the other with this thing. I want to either put it to bed or, because I think we've said what we had to say about it. I don't want to know whether you want to put it to a vote, or what you want to do here with this.
I make a motion that we put it to a vote.
Share and vote, okay.
We put it to a vote, okay? What do you want to, how do you want to phrase it?
Tell me how to
That
word
we
it.
do or don't, or what?
Yes, raise of hands of who wants it and who doesn't want it.
Who wants us to?
Or we should say yay or nay, because they
Well,
can't
it's-
raise their
it's-
hands.
it's-
We're talking about the social media now?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
talking about the use of social media at this point, yeah.
For what it's worth, I for one would certainly not want to have my personal computer or phone looked at under Freedom of Information Act. So if we do go ahead and decide we want to do it, I would withdraw my name from being the one to do it, because I don't want any part of that.
Nor do we.
Yeah, nor do we, I mean, nor do I, rather, I mean,
I
okay.
personally do
Um,
not.
I understand that, and and that's just the tip of the iceberg with a lot of the rules and regs that you have to
Absolutely.
do with it. I did go into and look at some of the other groups in town that have some sort of a media presence and stuff, and I looked at some of the numbers of people who are actually following those particular things, and they're very small, okay? There's a low amount, okay?
It's a
I mean,
word.
so, and
I
I
mean,
don't.
if there was a way a town employee could funnel it where it would come from the town as opposed to one of us on our personal devices, then maybe it's worth looking into. But
Well, Linda-
as you pointed out last month, that's a quagmire.
I think
Yes.
so too.
Linda already puts, for instance, you just asked me about a little blurb for the Wreaths Across America, so I'll send it
Just
to
gonna
her
say
to
this.
put on the website for the town
The town
when
I
I
went-
get home.
I went to the town website last night because I had to find as much information as I wanted on some other stuff. And I got there and there was a whole listing of events. And then I looked at it and I said, oh, weren't you supposed to say something about, well, I'm not in charge of it this year, but about wreaths and stuff, so I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, she asked, I
Because
told
even
her.
though it's not one of our things that we do, it's a
Word.
town event, and that's what's on there. It's not just from
Yeah,
commission.
by the way, Dave,
Yeah.
speaking of Reeves, one of my veteran friends emailed me this morning. He doesn't live in town, but he wants to come up to participate. What time should I tell him to come up Saturday?
We're gonna unpack at 9 o'clock or thereabouts, then everybody's gonna break away, and we'll come back in at 11:30, just like normal. I'm not running it, so John Carter's calling the shots, and it's gonna be the same deal as always, 11:30, I would
Okay.
imagine, people will start gathering, and then 12 o'clock, they'll kick it
Right.
right off, all right?
David.
Because we unloaded them today.
Is there anyone who is volunteering who's on MNC to be the media mogul?
I can't speak for anybody,
No, I'm saying, has anyone
I don't know.
volunteered to you?
I don't know.
Can we have a wording on how this is going to be worded if you're voting?
I think
You wanna
Lorraine was
say,
talking about it.
To vote on if people are in agreement to have.
so you're making a motion that we should move into some sort of social media?
No,
Okay.
she was moving not
Oh.
to.
Not,
Or not to, well, you
yeah,
can vote
to
yes or no
vote,
on that.
yes,
Yes.
right.
So just make sure the motion is clear. The motion is that we not take up any use of social media at this time?
Yes.
Okay, of our own, obviously, all right?
So we should not take up.
Use of social media, and that includes Instagram and
Facebook
And Twitter.
Facebook
and
and
Twitter.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, and that doesn't mean we can't do it later on, but I'm just saying, okay? But the point
that's
is, at
as a
this point in
commission.
time, we got other things to worry about.
Right,
Yes.
as a formal commission.
Right.
Right, as
If there's a
formal
member of
commission.
the commission who wants to do something and take their own risk,
They can't do it officially,
No.
that's all.
You'd have,
Okay.
you'd have to re-vote. You'd have to
Yeah. You have to
re-vote to
re-vote.
approve.
Yeah.
If you say no now, you have to re-vote to approve, I think, right, Dave?
All right,
And what if
anyone
a
second
member-
that motion?
What
I
if,
second it.
what if a member wanted to, through the town's social media, funnel all of our information to the town so that it's.
So that they put it on their,
We already put it on. the
so that they put it on their
website.
town website?
Right.
Yeah, we do.
I would think that's okay, because that's just listed by Linda or somebody in the office in there, and we don't have anything to do with it. As long as it's checked out, I mean, we can't say, I can't go, hey, party at my house tomorrow there, but you could say,
But it's the
okay,
town
we're doing,
website. It's
we're
not
doing
the
one of our
town.
programs, yeah.
It's the town website, it's not the town Instagram, Twitter, or any of those Facebook accounts.
Right,
Is
no.
that right?
Does the town have those accounts?
No,
No.
they don't. They have
But
a
different
website.
commissions, different committees and have different things, okay? And they're not really well attended, let's put it that way. You know, I
Sounds
mean, I
like
know
it.
that. Even the ones that you would think would be out of control, like the Parks and Rec, because of things you have to sign up for, there were not a multitude of people. There were like a couple hundred, that was it.
Okay, so the motion.
So the
we have a
motion's
motion.
made, we need a second.
I second.
I second.
All right, Terry seconds it. Are there any further discussion? This is the way to do it. There being none, I will call for a vote. All those, would you please read the motion again?
Motion not to take up the use of social media at this time. Monuments and ceremonies, motion.
Okay. All right?
Either
Um,
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Or whatever, okay.
and so on.
So a vote yes is to support not doing it, okay? A vote no means you want to use social media. Okay, I'll call for a vote. Show of hands. All those in favor of this motion?
I vote yay.
He votes yea, I vote yea.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yay.
You're not a voter?
I don't vote.
Okay, anybody opposed? Anybody abstaining? Okay, so the motion was carried.
How many?
Unanimous.
No, there's one no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
3, 4, 5,
7,
7.
8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Rob.
6, 7. Rob, you were a yes on that, right? You were a yes on that motion?
Yes.
Do not have
Yes.
social
A yes
media?
to say
Okay.
no.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 to 1, all right? Not that you need it. Okay, that
So
doesn't mean it
is
can't be
1, 2, 3,
revisited.
4, 5,
Treasury report,
6, 7.
Sue-Ann, anything you have at all, and I'll have a question for Mr. Miller.
Okay.
Okay,
So the current balance in the general part of our budget is $1,230.
okay,
In the facilities and repair portion, it's $2,250. And the Veterans Memorial Fund, if you'll recall, that was the money that was remaining after the Veterans Circle,
right.
as $1,602.
1,602?
Yes, which
Wow.
includes a $120 donation that we just deposited from a friend of Lucy Berry's for
Yeah, 'cause I thought it was
signs.
down at 1,400, so wow, it went up.
So now it's back up.
Yeah,
Wait, so
right.
we have general 1230, what's the 2,250?
Repair, 2250.
Facilities.
What's that,
repair.
repairs?
Yeah, repairs and maintenance. And the Veterans Circle is
1602.
1602, and what's the other one?
Sign,
have-
that was a signs.
You don't have one for the fireman's thing, do you? That's, they may be,
No.
somebody
No,
else
she
may be
didn't.
monitoring
Yeah,
that.
she-
That's
she
okay,
didn't
no
give me
problem.
that.
That's great, okay. Now, see those two numbers, 1230 and the 2250, that's for this fiscal year. And, you know, we're gonna need some of that to do our show programs, pay for the amplifier and stuff, and
Right.
and Memorial Day and all that stuff. So it isn't like we're rolling in dough.
Where does that come from? Comes from the general fund?
That comes from that'll
Yeah,
come from the
that's
general, yes,
out
the
of that
programs. The first part is, the general part is
$1,200.
programs, yeah,
Okay.
right, yeah,
So that's like where we paid for the flowers and
Yeah.
the.
right.
And the speaker, you know, the Chris Andres sound system?
Yeah.
Okay.
The repair would be actual repair, and we may, you know, I mean, if push comes to shove, we have some places in some of these cemeteries and stuff that have to be maintained and stuff. You know, we may have to do that. Because there is one stone out here that's got a little
What you
bit of
said.
damage out here that they tried to repair at one point. I'm not sure whether that was a
Looks
kosher repairs or
strange.
whatever. But whatever,
One of
we'll
them.
go with it. So we have some money to do that with. Now, we put in money for next year.
Yes.
So, and those were all in the last meeting's minutes and stuff. We did ask for, I think, 30,000 for the cemetery.
For the cemetery.
We asked for X amount of dollars for us in repair and in programs. Again, they did cut it back somewhat. There was some reason for that, which is fine, okay? So we are asking for pretty much in general the same amount that we're asking for roughly that we have this year. We're asking for that again for next year. But I also we also put in some money for some of the signs, right?
Right, we added in $750
Yeah.
for
I mean,
the
I
signs.
have to say that I made a suit, and I went back and forth, but I think that's put some money into the program fund in case the veteran sign program runs into an obstacle with picking up, you know, some kind of backing or something like that. Let's see what they give us. I mean, hopefully, You know, they do. And then they're not scrounging or anything else, you know, because it is a nice program that we do. It gets,
Well, I
the
hope
town
they-
loves it.
I hope they fund the cemeteries
Yeah, well, I
That's
hope
what
that
really
too. That's the
needs
key
next
thing,
year.
yeah.
because the bicentennial.
Right. And Alan, did you have any, you're doing all your budgets and stuff with the town separately as a committee,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, not, you mean separately from M&C?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you don't need, I mean, I had left a possibility that you might come before us for some money for.
No, I don't think so.
Something like that. But, I mean, if, you know, push comes to
Okay.
shove during the year, towards
Right.
June and stuff, if we still have money in maintenance and stuff, and there's something that has to be done in order to get prepped for a program or something, that might be,
Right.
that could be prevailed upon if there's anything left in there. Should be,
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
because otherwise, the only thing we use it for is for cleanup in the cemeteries and stuff.
Right.
It'll depend upon how much they give us this year in cemeteries.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I
So-
wasn't planning on coming to M&C
Okay.
for money, to tell you the truth.
All right, and we'll just keep tabs on that and see how, as it goes through the budget process, what happens. The moving of the display case. Okay, so we asked the fire marshal, Rebecca, as a gift to us, on a parting gift to us, asked her
Yes.
fire marshal if she could move it from one side to the other side. So if you go downstairs and you look at this new cubicle that they're building for Ann, to the right of that, okay, there's the defibrillator on the wall. So a foot or two away from that, we could place our case there. It's actually a better place for it to be because more people are gonna come into the place,
Go
turn
left.
left and go to
Yes.
Ann to pay parking
Okay.
tickets and stuff and see it, than they are gonna go the other way past the voting stuff and everything else. So we got okay for that. Now, in it now is the Reach Across America stuff. The 2020 people are coming in January.
Correct.
Okay, you know where the key is and everything else, that's not a problem. If not,
They're not delivered.
I'll get Maggie a key.
I'll tell you.
All right?
Okay.
Won't be a problem. Hopefully, it would be really nice if they could move it that day when you come in on the second or something. So
Yeah.
we'll talk to somebody here to ask them if, when the end of the month, end of the year comes around, can you just move it to the other side and have it ready?
Wreaths Across America, if they need it out.
Yeah, Wreaths
Out.
Across America can come out.
Because as of Saturday.
After Saturday,
basically,
you know, we usually put a
Okay.
thank you in there and all that stuff, but, you know, this is great, because I think it'd be put in a better position on the other side. For those of you who don't remember, or, we bought that, it was $450 or $500 or something like that. We bought that by selling license plates. I feel like, not making license plates like you're in prison, but selling license plates that have that seal on it.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And that was when Darien allowed you to have just one on your car, so you could put anything you wanted on the front.
They were front plates.
Yeah,
Yes.
so, I do have, actually, I think, did you get one of those for your bicentennial thing or something? You can get one of those to you if you want it. It's a white plate with that seal on it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really neat. And that's how that was funded.
Okay.
Okay?
They were $10.
And it was done by this commission.
We sold them in front of the sport shop. We
Oh,
sat
cool.
there at a table and sold them. I mean, everybody wanted one.
No, they look
Is
nice.
there-
I like this. But can I go to Linda O'Leary for the key, or do you have the key?
The key is downstairs in the room, and the receptionist
Okay,
is
she
down there.
knows.
She can tell
Okay,
you where it
great.
is.
And tell-
However, I have another key at home that my good friend Ken Reese gave me many years ago on a long piece of styrofoam. I will admit, Ken, that I cut the styrofoam back to this big.
Living
It still says
dangerously.
key to the display case, but the big one,
Just
it was like a
put it in
hall
a
pass
drawer.
key. He gave me this thing, it was like a foot and a half long. It was like, I felt like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom, and I got, you know, never mind, okay. Anyway,
I never lost it.
so, no, you never lost it, exactly, all right,
That's a
but
good idea.
I'll get you the key. And if we don't get the Reach Across America stuff out prior to you doing that, Megan, you just what you did last time, you can just take that stuff and leave it at the Historical Society, and I'll pick it up, because that's all my stuff.
Okay.
It's
All
his
right.
hat.
Any other business to come before the group at this particular moment? The key things are, think about Memorial Day speakers, think about grand marshals, think about master of ceremonies. Everybody's capable of doing this stuff. It's not, you know, rocket science, but it requires some preparation and some, you know, practice and stuff, but it can be done I'd love to have, you know, us wrap this up as far as who's gonna do everything and who the Memorial Day speaker and grand marshal. I'd say, let's get it wrapped up by March, okay, by the
usually
March meeting.
do.
Okay, so we've got some time, all right? I will mention one thing before we leave, that this has nothing to do with, it has peripherally to do with it. We have always members from this group, Terry and Karen and I and Alan and several others, have always been involved with Wreaths Across America since its beginning, since its inception. We've been working on it. It is happening this Saturday. The wreaths are already there. We had a good turnout this morning at 9 o'clock to get them all done, and many hands made light to work. And the Wreaths Across America program will go on at 12 noon sharp on Saturday. If you want to come earlier, around 9 o'clock, and help them unbox the wreaths and stuff, they would be more than happy to have you come there and do that. John Carter is the current location coordinator for that. He took over my position. He's doing a bang-up job, and he will be there, and he will be coordinating all of that on Saturday. It's all on him, and he's more than capable of doing it. Navy guy, so I mean, Navy guys are capable.
Gotta be good.
You know, Navy guys, Navy girls, they're women, they're capable. So anyway,
But come at 11:30 and park.
Where is it again?
it's going to be right at the statue, right across from the police station in the Spring Grove Veterans Cemetery, right at the Lang statue, right there at the base of that. That's where they'll put the 7 ceremonial wreaths, and then they'll place as many wreaths as they have on the remaining 2,184 graves. I went to that cemetery today to bring in the boxes, and I glanced at one row. Okay, so in the one row, people are saying, gee, you know, these are all guys from there. I said, the first man that was buried there was a World War I Canadian soldier named Bayless. The second man that was buried there, the second tombstone, he was a Polish soldier from World War I. The next one was an Italian soldier from World War I. The next soldier was from the Mexican insurrection. That's what he fought in. Okay? The next one was Spanish-American War. The next one was British. And I looked at these 6 graves in front of me, and then there were the American guys on the other side. And they all died at about the age 65 or thereabouts. They were all buried pretty much at the same time. It was just incredible to see all that. So that's just such a great historic cemetery, as Terry well knows. All right. Anyway, I will entertain a motion to Carabillo.
Move adjourned.
So moved by a cacophony of sound here from the phones and also from Ken Reese.
I'll
A
second it. I'll second it.
Second. Oh, Ken will second it. Terry will be the first. You'll second.
Okay.
All in favor of having an adjournment here? Okay.